Well, hey, happy Thursday afternoon if you're in the Pacific Northwest, and I think it's Friday morning for you, Hugh. Is that correct?
Yep, Friday morning, 10 a.m.
Love
Yep.
it. Well, hey, we are coming to you live from two separate hemispheres on two separate days, but it's happening live. Myself, Matthew Morris, and my friend Hugh Lashbrook, and we are streaming to do some design for Rolling Coast. So, Hugh, what are we going to be designing today?
So Rolling Coast has 9 adventure sites within it, 3 settlements and 9 adventure sites. And we are going to be, or part of the backer campaign was at a certain stretch goal, we would unlock a 10th adventure site. So that's what we're making today, the 10th adventure for the Rolling Coast book. We're going to be building it in the book itself because that's where it's going to be printed. All the other adventures we've done is like an A5 trifold that you can download, and then also like a book format. But we're going to start it directly in the book in this case.
Love it. Yeah, we are super excited. Since we mentioned Backer Kit, I am going to just jump over to the Backer Kit real quick. We are exceeding expectations, which is so fun. Hugh mentioned that we just knocked through um, our stretch goals, bringing us to creating a new adventure. But that's not all. We also unlocked earlier this week full color paper standees by Penflower Inc. And we've got those. And the artwork is absolutely amazing. So yeah, very very excited about that. I don't know, Hugh. Do we want to maybe just show a tiny little glimpse, or do we want to save that maybe for the end of the stream, or for an update later next week? What do you think?
I think we can show some of the artwork. I think it's awesome. Penflower did such a great job in it. I'm very happy to show just a couple of the creatures.
All right.
Yeah, so 16 of the characters and creatures we had made into we've drawn for minis. Some of them are specific characters like Corvessa, the Magpie Sorcerer. Some are more sort of general, like the a member of the Pack Rats gang. It's like one standee, but you can use for like a group. Um, and yeah, they look amazing.
Yeah, so I've got 'em up here in Discord from some of the images you sent me. So I've got one here that has Chip Weasel, one of the pack
Weasel.
yeah one of the pack rat bosses, Fredo Darden, who is an up and comer amongst the pack rats. I think one of my favorites actually is this the actual pack rat himself.
So good.
Yeah, with the plastic knife as just this big saber and a pack full of
I
treats and
know.
whatnot.
Oh, it looks so good. I'm so excited for all of this. Yeah, and we've got, like I said, 16 different minis. So that's
Yeah.
just one of the pages. And those will be in the box set in color for you to cut out and use. And then also PDFs of them in color and also in black and white will be provided so you can print it home easily as well.
Yeah.
And if you want to just print in black and white, it's just like the outline.
Yeah.
So it's a, save on ink and all that. So it's good for all uses.
Yeah, so cool, so cool. So we're super excited about that. We've got one more stretch goal currently planned. And that's a big one. We're still a little bit away from that for sure. But at 32,000, the opportunity to play a game of Mausritter set in Rolling Coast with Hugh and I. There's only going to be 8 spots available for that. 4 folks will schedule with Hugh to play a one shot with Hugh. 4 folks will schedule to play a one shot with me. So
Yeah.
super,
I hope we hit that because that'll be a lot of fun.
yeah, super super exciting there. I think that's going to be really cool. Um, but yeah, so let's just jump straight over into Canva. Hugh and I on our last stream had talked briefly that we maybe wanted to put an adventure in um, the log ride area. Quilbane has his hideout beneath the log ride, um, but we kind of on the stream, I had an idea, and we said we'd flesh it out, and then I got bored and sat down and did some writing. Sent it over to Hugh. Hugh liked some of the stuff that was in there, and so we've got some ideas of what's going on. So Hugh, why don't you maybe give some idea of what we've got going?
Yeah, so how we've actually all of the adventures in Rolling Coast and the settlements as well. They've sort of been primarily written by one of the two of us, and then the other would sort of help with in this case, talking through it together. Um, and the general hook for this, it's actually one of the existing adventure hooks in Snackburg, which is a sort of the primary friendly settlement. Uh, it's that I mean the hook just says there's a lone frog seen stalking the food court, and as soon as it was seen, rumors of mice being kidnapped by fairies began. That's the hook, and that's sort of always been there, but we haven't done anything with it. I've always found it quite intriguing there. So we've sort of decided to pick up on that. That there's this fairies kidnapping mice that children of the gearheads, who's the faction of mice who are very mechanically oriented, able. And there's a frog errant who's been come trying to rescue them, and then some other characters come in who you'll see as we build this out today.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited with the prospect of having a frog night. I do like me some frogs. Um, but yeah, no, I'm pretty excited about it. I'm trying to one of the things the behind the curtain the Wizard of the Oz thing. I have so many things open up on my computer right now. I'm trying to find the cover that I had sent you, and I think I'm just going to go download it directly from Discord because I can't seem to find it
Yeah.
anywhere. But yeah,
So for this on the stream, we have most of the adventure. We have it written already for the most part in a Google Doc, which you won't see, but you'll see stuff coming into Canva. We're building it. So we've been working on layout, and we'll likely be tweaking some stuff as we go, because once you get into a layout, there's always changes to make. It's very different to when you're in just a straight doc. Um, and we'll see how we go from there. And we'll talk about it as we go. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat on YouTube, and we can talk about it. Yeah.
very cool. Well, I'm going to try. One of the things that is nice. Hugh is very proficient with Canva, and I am not as proficient. So when we get to work together, Hugh is my big time troubleshooter. But let's see here. I think I must have saved that to my desktop. Um, I've built a lot of stuff in Affinity, so I threw together the other night. Let's see how laggy this is. I threw together the other night just a cover for this bad boy that gives it a little bit
It's fantastic.
different vibe than some of the things that we've done. But we thought because um, this is a special adventure. This is for uh, really those who back the book. It is. We're not releasing this on our Patreon at least until after everything's fulfilled physically. So we wanted to go a little bit above and beyond on this one. So made it like a poster, potentially like even the same style of poster that you would see in Rolling Coast. But as Hugh mentioned, one of
Yeah.
the themes of this adventure is fairies. And there's some fairies off in the woods, and they've been kidnapping some of the mice children for some not so good, maybe nefarious purposes. And so we used some of the stock art from Penflower Inc. that actually released for November. I think their pack on their Patreon for November was the Forest Fae, which actually just fits so perfectly. So we used some of the art from Penflower
Yeah.
as well as some of the art from Peter. Who it goes by QBR in the Mausritter Discord. They've released some really cool stock mouse art, and so the art styles kind of went together there. And so I had fun putting this
Yeah.
together, and so yeah,
Yeah. It's good. So how we've done all the other adventures is they're over three spreads, so 6 pages. There's all the title page. The next page says what's going on here with a sort of introduction to it. Usually a table of, I think all of them have a table of hooks there. and then maybe any other additional info needed on that page. And then the next 4 pages, the next 2 spreads, are the content, so maps and whatever else we have. It all depends on the adventure, what's included there, obviously. And as the book is all in black and white, we've gone for this sort of like stark black and white contrast for a lot of the stuff in the book. So the title pages, we've done all of them with these black backgrounds and this like the white writing, and then sort of flipped it around, and then we alternate that through the book, through each adventure. And yeah, I think it's yeah, the style fits really nicely. I like that. But I'm excited to get going with putting this one together.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Hugh, one of the things I'm going to do, I think I need to pull out my tablet and do this for the actual map. I have to change the background of the map to black for that last spread on page 106 and 107. So for the streaming
Yeah,
purposes, it's going to have the first spread up. If you want to start pulling over some of the text there, I'm going to
yeah.
jump in on the background here.
I'll get the intro text in first.
Cool.
Mhm. So we've written all of this separately just to get it here. I'll paste it in. Move that out the way. So one thing we've also done throughout this book is you'll see these little page references here. Those are references to where whatever the relevant thing is kind of elsewhere in the book. Um, and I sort of fade them out of the light gray there just so they are not as prominent. And we do that just so when you're reading through, you can be like you read something and if you're not sure where to find it, you can see, oh, this is there, and you can quickly get to that page or read about that hex to find it. I'm just checking if there's anything else here. There's a couple of other ones here. And there's another thing we've done that'll help. I'll bring in another element now. So another thing we've done is, let me go grab it from one of the others. We've done this thing here where we have this thing indicating what hex an adventure takes place in. In this case, it actually takes place in 2 hexes.
Right, it does.
So I don't know, Matt, if you're happy with four, the forest hex, hex four is with a but I feel like it's worth mentioning both here just because it is so sort of prominent in both,
Yeah.
even though you sort of do start in the one, if that's if you're happy with that.
Yeah, no, I like that idea.
Cool. And then we need to and then we need to make it so Canva is a great tool, especially for collaboration like this, because it's online. Multiple people can use it at once. So it's been really good for this where we've been working together and like you said, we're in different countries. So it helps a lot. It is a bit more limited than a tool like Affinity or Photoshop or whatever you like to use this kind of thing. Affinity is kind of one of the industry standards uh, in this for tabletop stuff. But so it is a little bit more limited in that. So one thing we can't do is like wrap text around a thing nicely. So you've got to sort of have a bit of fun here, and which is this kind of thing. So you make it wrap. Um,
The forced rap.
you make little doubles. Yep, you make doubles of things, and then this one I'm going to go here.
Oh, that's cool.
And
I
then
actually
back
did
down
not know
there.
that's how you had done it
There you
previously.
see.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and you sort of have to move them a bit closer. Oh, there's a paragraph space there, so I'll put it there. That looks all right. So yeah, it's sort of a forced wrap. It's not a natural wrap. You just sort of have to do it. Oh, wait, I have to do this. It's sticking off the side of the page. Uh, so there we go. I think that's good. Although this could maybe tell me if this looks weird. Does that look weird having that second line back there like that, or should I just indent that with the rest?
I think I would maybe indent it with the rest and then square the hex up um on the bigger body.
Bring the
Yeah.
hex down a bit.
Yep. Yep. That's
Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah. So there are some downsides to Canva, like this kind of thing. You get less power, but you have some really good tools, and I guess ironically, I don't know if ironically is the right word, but Canva now owns Affinity. They bought it a little while ago.
Yeah. And I think
So there's
it's
been some interesting stuff happening.
is it free right now or is it like super cheap?
Yeah, so they've released a new version of Affinity called Affinity Studio. So this isn't marketing for them, it's just what happened
Right,
recently.
right.
Um, and it's free to download. You have it, you can use it all, and they say it's going to be free forever. So we'll see. I suppose it will be. Maybe not, but they say that. And it includes all the Affinity publisher and photo and whatever the third Affinity product was, but it's all wrapped in one app. And you can switch between your workspaces for each thing, which is actually quite cool. Because if you did a lot of stuff in photo to manipulate things and you moved over to Publisher for layout, you can all do that in one app now, which is pretty neat. Um, and then there's some pro features locked behind. You have to have a Canva Pro account to get them, including some AI tools and other things. But the core stuff is all there still for free, which is honestly free software that is a worthy competition to Adobe stuff is pretty cool.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Um,
I feel
yeah.
like there's times where I want to say things negatively about Adobe. I feel like there's times where I'm like, yeah, but Adobe's really come in handy for me.
Adobe's been great.
But
Also, one of the things Adobe does have in its favor is that it's kind of like an industry standard in like
yeah,
advertising and marketing and stuff, and you sort of can't get away from it. So a lot of people won't be able to switch to Affinity,
right.
even if they want to. But for our purposes, we totally can, and I do use it. It's just Canva's great for this kind of collaboration, so I like it. Um, so another thing we have in Summer Adventures is not just what's going on, but then we have what's really going on.
Right, right.
And we have that here for this one. Not all of them have that. I think we've normally done that on the next page. So I feel like that might be a good idea. So you sort of read that, then you jump across to the next page. So I'm going to pull that over to the next page. Um, what's really going on? Move all this stuff up the way. Yeah, there we go. And something that the Canva also does quite, I mean, that I'm glad Canva has, which is a standard in most layout software, is like guidelines for your thing.
Hmm.
So Matt, I know it's on your stream. So if you just hit Shift R, it shows the guidelines for the pages that we've set up for the book, so we
Oh
can have all of
yeah.
our stuff. We can have
So
all of our stuff lined up correctly across all the pages, which is a standard thing in layout software. So I'm glad Canva has it.
yeah,
Makes it more manageable.
that was one thing. As
Um,
I'm someone who works primarily in Affinity, I was like, Hugh, what do I do? I can't see where all my lines are. And he was like, oh, there's a hotkey for it, and it worked great. And so I've
yeah.
learned a little bit more.
Yeah, it is a good tool. Like I said, it's not the best for detailed layout stuff, but it works for what we're doing here. And also, like I said, great for collaboration. So yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Um,
Well, I'm we had mentioned earlier Adobe products. I'm opening and doing some quick stuff in Photoshop real quick for the map. Um,
yeah.
and
I'm not sure if
I
it's no, but I see your video is switched off on my end.
Yeah, it's that's one of the downsides of having not a high powered computer to do all this. Photoshop, OBS, Zoom, the different web browsers, YouTube, just making sure everything's up and going. My computer is telling me, "Hey, can we slow down a little bit?" So I'm trying to get this exported as quick as possible so I can kill Photoshop and jump back in.
You
So
know, I
if
realized
if
we
I'm
haven't
if
written
I'm
this. Yeah,
yeah. So if I'm silent on the stream, Hugh, you just take it away. I'm lurking in the background here.
cool. Um, Sounds good. Could, could you switch just in Canva, switch to the second page, the next page?
Yes.
And just
Yeah.
because I'm doing some
So
work in there and I know it's streaming from your side.
yep, for sure.
So
So we'll jump
I can see it on my side.
page
Um,
54.
yeah, next one.
There it is.
So,
Oh
one thing I realized we didn't actually write for this yet are adventure hooks.
yeah.
I feel like the adventure, it's one of those ones where the adventure is sort of built into the description because it's like, well,
Yeah,
you've got, uh, it's, these mice have been kidnapped. You've got to rescue them. It's sort of built into the whole thing, but
right.
it
Yeah, I
must be
don't
a
know
good
with
thing.
this one if we need to. I mean, I adventure hooks are always really nice. I'm just trying to think if there's a way rather than telling the players, "Hey, this is why you're going." Maybe converting that like whole uh, Sir Albin is hiring you because the gearheads hired him. Maybe you could like we could set it up where Sir Albin is one of the adventure hooks. He comes to you specifically to hire you. Maybe another one
Yeah.
is like a gearhead mother finds you. Um, maybe the player mice they saw some gearhead children like aimlessly wandering towards the log ride, and it sparked their interest. Um,
Yeah,
so we could maybe abstract some of that from
yeah, that's
like
true.
our
I'm dropping those as very brief notes in the adventure hooks table on the first page, but we'll need to flesh them out. I'm just real
yeah,
quickly
no, I
writing them
like that.
down. Spurs. I'm just I spelled some things wrong there, but I'm just putting that in.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, so we got characters. I'm putting in some here, which I think you can see on the stream. Yep, we got Sir Albin, who's the frog errant. He needs a weapon and stuff in there. Yeah, we don't know that. His attack. We also have some artwork for some of them, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And he wants honor and renown, which is, what all good frog errants want. So there's one of our characters. We'll have some artwork for this as well. I'm going to get the text in first.
Do we maybe for his wants honor and renowned maybe do we want to add like some more depth to his character and like maybe there's a reason he wants honor and renowned
It's a good idea. Yeah,
because maybe like uh maybe he's responsible for the loss of someone in his frog kingdom and so uh he's trying to gain some honor and renown to like make up for lost misdeeds, which would maybe be why he's jumping at the
yeah,
opportunity to help some mice. Yeah, I don't know. We could maybe flesh that out a little bit.
yeah. Wants honor and renown. I'll just write you and redemption, or I'll just write you past mistakes. I don't know. We can flesh it out in a bit.
Sure, sure, sure. I like that.
Um, so we've got a note there at least for that. The adding Cynthia Bushtail here, who's a squirrel woodswoman. But also, and this is a detail we added because we like to make things connect, is she's a former Squirrel Scout. The Squirrel Scouts are a faction in Rolling Coast who deliver um, stuff around the park, basically. Uh, they're not friendly nor hostile, they're just sort of neutral and they deliver stuff. So they know the way around, they know all the secret passages, they're squirrels, so they're quick. And we thought we would link this squirrel character in with those just for a bit of crossover stuff, I suppose. It's nice to link things together. One thing we have tried to do a lot is make sure all of these adventures could be played as one shots, like just on their own. Um,
Hmm.
and but there's still links to the rest of the park. So you could pick this out and just play it on its own. You might have to say, no, you don't say it's a log ride, say it happens somewhere else and there's some fairies or whatever. But it helps you sort of still link it to the rest of the setting. So they can be played as one shots, but they're best played within the setting, is really what it comes down to. Let's get this next character. So Albany's the Frog Knight. We've got Cynthia Bushtail, and we've got Prince. Is it Fian? Are we pronouncing that?
Yeah, I was pronouncing it, I think Fian. Yeah, no, I think that's good.
He's a fairy troublemaker. Aren't all fairies troublemakers? Isn't that the whole their whole
Yes,
vibe?
but Yeah, yeah. So maybe coming up with something maybe a little more, um, because he's like the way I think about him. He's kind of a rogue. He doesn't have his kingdom set up in the fairy realm. He's got his own kingdom out here in the real world, and so it's like, why is that? Is that because he was even too much of a troublemaker uh, for the actual fairy kingdom? Uh,
Yeah.
it's
He's a
but
prince. What we could make him like a spoilt prince, always causing trouble, something like that.
I like that. Yeah, rock that.
Spoiled prince, always up to mischief. I like that. Sounds more interesting.
Yep.
One thing that
And
we
it
really, Matt and I both really do with a lot of the stuff is, and it's also very, that's the way the Mausritter stuff is done, but also I really, really like it. It's just these short descriptions that allows a GM to sort of pick them out and then
yeah.
flesh out more details.
Yeah, one of the things that Isaac is on record saying when it comes to stats for Mouse Ritter, the most important stat is actually the character's want, because
Yep.
that's really what they're all about. Their motivation, why they do what they do. Um,
Yeah. And then another thing we added here for this Prince Fion, for his want, is wants to enslave young mice as retribution for the rubbish dump poisoning the forests. So one thing we've got
oh
this
yeah,
rubbish
yeah,
dump at this to the south of the park, and one thing we mentioned in it, it's right alongside a forest hex. We mentioned that the waste from the rubbish dump is slowly killing the forest nearby. We didn't do anything with that in any of the adventures or anything, but we just mentioned it. So now we're sort of that's another thing that we're sort of just linking it back to the whole story. So if characters are very interested, go to the waste dump, and then maybe they can notice that the forest is something's happening that sort of ties them into this adventure. So it's nice that everything sort of ties in like that.
yeah. And what I like about those kind of things is like for players who realize, hey, combat might not be our best bet. Um, a parlay could be made
Yeah,
with Fion to potentially um, make things easier. Um,
yeah. I see you're putting in
so while
the forest encounters there, which is great.
yes, and I actually I had sent a message to Hugh maybe yesterday in preparation before we were going to go live. And I said, "Hey, I've got one change that I thought of, and it was over here in the encounters. And so one of the encounters we have a feral cat listed um, in the bestiary,
Yeah,
but and that was on there. But I'm like, wow, that has the potential to just derail the entire
and it really does.
adventure.
It's like this overpowered creature that like barely features.
Right. So I had an idea. One of Hugh and I's friends, Fernando Salvatierra, who's doing artwork for this, they've been releasing probably for the last 2 years some cool stock art of mice, and one of them, more recently, is two mice having a picnic in a human picnic basket.
Yeah,
And I
that's a
had
good
the
one.
idea because fairy rings and fairy circles feature within this adventure. Um, what if one of the forest encounters they stumble across what we can call the eternal picnic, and it's a picnic basket, and if they climb in it to start eating, they get locked in it, and there's got to be some. We could even give it almost like stats, and kind of what I was thinking for it is that it has like a will of 14, and you have to do a contested will save against it to break free of its hold over you. Otherwise, you're just gonna stay in that picnic basket eating food for eternity, and like maybe you can only do a contested will save once every watch. So it could add a depth to the urgency of like trying to save these children. Well, you just failed your will save, so it's added another 6 hours to the excursion, and all those kind of things could happen. But I could,
That's cool. I
and
like
maybe
that.
you, yeah. So if you're down with putting that in, I'm gonna put in the eternal um, uh, eternal picnic, and
Yeah,
then we can even add just stats. I don't even know if we need to add a stat. I can put it in parentheses in the. Well, I don't know. You tell me for space. Where should we give it its own slot there with some of the bestiary, and then we could include the picture as kind of like its creature pick.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, and then it doesn't need to have HP, strength, dex. It would just have will, and then its attack would be a contested will save. And I think
Yeah,
14. Um, yeah, maybe contested will save isn't the right thing because in my mind the way it would work is like it. Let's say it has a will, you would have to roll above its will to defeat it. Um,
yes.
So like if it had a will of 14, you'd have to roll 14 or higher to break free of it. And that's not necessarily the Mausritter mechanics, so maybe help me flesh that out.
Yeah, for
How
sure.
how we might word that.
Yeah. Um, so Eternal Picnic. So is it once per, what's the time frame we're looking at? Once per watch?
Yeah, I think once per
Once per
watch.
hour? You can make a, what do we call it? I think it's called an opposed will save in the core rules. I think that's the
I think
phrasing.
it is. Yeah. Yeah.
I think contested and challenges used in other games, but opposed is the wording that Mouse
Yeah.
really uses. So opposed will save against it. Uh, if you fail, I guess you're stuck there because save always has to have a negative consequence. So I guess it just means you're stuck there. Um,
Yeah. And I think the consequence for this one, I I think rather than once an hour, I definitely think once a watch. So it really failing has consequences because it adds like 6 hours. So who knows what's happening to the mice that you're trying to rescue?
yeah, that's cool. I'm just getting the images for the fairy characters because I've got those here because that's from Penflower's
Oh yeah, yeah.
Patreon, which is
How
great. There's the
how do
other,
you feel? Oh,
yeah,
go for it.
there you go.
I was just gonna say, how does it sound? Eternal picnic, a fairy ring that entices prey with wine and cheese.
I like that. Wine and
Okay,
cheese, that is good.
and it's just so much
Um,
different than some of the other encounters.
yeah, here's one of the. Let's get one of the fairies in here. What was the other one? I'm trying to find it. Got it somewhere here. Could you get the image because just because I don't have them, the images for Cynthia and Sir Alban?
Yes.
I forget where those ones are from, but
They are
mm.
from. They're actually from a commission I did with QBR for
Oh yes,
Warband, my tabletop skirmish game that is still in development, but the artwork is paid for and looks good. So I figured we might as well use it here.
yeah.
Let me see
Oh,
here. I gotta
and
probably go to.
where's this one? Trying to find the
Oh
Prince
yeah,
Fiona artwork.
yeah.
That's
It. I don't think it's called. I don't think it's called Flower Fairy. It's still in the zip folder from this month, but I think it's called like a Grublin. Um,
something like that. I'm just trying to find it. I can't. Google. Oh, Groblin. There we go. Got it.
Yeah, Groblin.
Yeah.
Groblin.
Yep. I love the creative names. If you aren't already, again, this isn't a marketing thing, but if you aren't following Penflower Inc., I can highly recommend it. The Patreon is fantastic. Regular art drops like this. If you're building games, especially in this sort of general genre, there is some excellent stock art from their Patreon, and I can highly recommend them. Yeah. So wherever he's going to go, so we need space for Sir Alban. He needs his image in there. How do you want to do because I see you put the map in on the next page.
Yeah.
You had spoken about putting the text over the map, like in Honey in the Rafters, that kind of
Yeah, I was thinking if we could do
also did that
like
I did that for Tiny Titans a while ago as well. So that kind of thing. Um,
yeah. I don't know just because of how the map is drawn. yeah, I don't know what the best game plan is going to be for that, and so maybe we toy around and try and figure that out here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'd be happy to figure that out as we go. I'm just thinking space-wise, because otherwise, if we've got characters on this page, the second page here to the right of the characters is basically all the location details need to go. And I don't know if we're going to have space for all of that on one single page.
So the other thought here is we could, in theory, add one more spread because we need it to have it in intervals of 4 for printing. So we could, in theory,
Yeah.
put artwork with each of the characters, and then we could um, have the map, put numbers, and then just do column text like we have in the past. The other thought is if all the characters in the character are going to fit on that one side of the spread, we could just do like a three-quarter version of the map, kind of where the ferry is right now. Put numbers, and then the next spread would just have everything laid out from the numbers.
So put the map just at the sort of top of the page here, and then
Yeah,
start the locations below it, and then moving to the next page. And then the actual map itself will be, as with all our maps, will be a separate PDF. Anyway,
right, right.
yeah, that
So
that
that's a
could
thought.
work. Yeah. Let me. We just need the artwork in here for the two characters, Albin and Cynthia.
Yep, I am working on pulling that down right
And
now.
there's also another thing that's going to be part of this adventure is a chase, which is quite exciting.
Yeah,
Chases can be difficult to do in tabletop games because it's sort of like the default thing is like, oh, you do like a contested save against a creature and see what happens. There are some more interesting options out there. And something that you've worked with before is what's called Snakes and Swords, eh?
yeah.
From
It's originally from the Black Hack.
yeah, by David Black and James Young.
Yeah,
Um, and I think we're going to be using some of that. You sent that over to me earlier in the week, and I've sort of been looking at it. I think it's really cool. So I'm happy to sort of build it out a bit in in here. Um,
yeah. Well,
yeah.
and I think we'll be able to fit. I think we'll be able to fit all of the um, all of the descriptions if we decide to do them in columns, and put the map on the page with the forest encounters. Uh, yeah, actually, no, no. The more that I'm thinking about it,
And we,
layout wise, we
yeah,
might
'cause,
need more page than we have.
if we need to add another page, I'm fine doing that for just one adventure. One adventure goes to an additional spread, a fourth spread. It'll make it
Yeah,
tricky when we want to get this into a trifold for the future, but that's a future us problem.
yeah. Well, would it be 8 pages at that point with
Well,
the cover in
yeah,
the back? So
yes,
we could end up just doing a um, 2 A4 sheets, and we make it into just a tiny zine,
yeah,
as
true.
opposed to a trifold.
That's a future problem though, so we're fine.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Future Hugh and future Matt will work on that.
I used another handy tool of Canvas is this automatic background remover. I used that on the map to get that black background away, but that's fine for now. But maybe work on it in Affinity and make that change for the
Yeah,
future.
yeah, yeah. I actually have. Let me upload. I actually just put the black background in it. I have the original file does
Oh,
not
got
have the
you.
black background. So let me. Uh,
Unless we make this page with a black background, and then those encounters, are like that whole page is black because we have been alternating those colors throughout the book. Um,
yeah. Here,
there's
I
a
will delete. I'll delete the current map and I'll bring the actual file in. Just I, th-
cool,
I don't think it messed with it at all.
cool.
But if I've got one without it, we can just.
There's a comment on YouTube. Eating picnic sandwiches forever. How horrible. And then
Right, right.
edging closer to the picnic basket. Yeah, that's true. Not the worst thing in the world. I mean, when you're meant to be saving mice kids, maybe not the best thing to be doing, but at least we'll be
Sure,
happy.
sure. It depends on what kind of sandwich it is. That's the real question.
True. They have to be good ones.
what's your go-to sandwich, Hugh?
Uh, Ham and cheese.
Okay.
There's a sandwich. So I'm from South Africa originally, and then we lived in New Zealand for 3 years, and now we're in Australia, right? Um, there's a sandwich that every single cafe, coffee shop, restaurant will just do. If they do sandwiches, they will do it. And it's chicken mayo. So just chicken mixed up with mayonnaise, sometimes with some herbs in it.
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
it's delicious. New Zealand doesn't have it, and Australia just doesn't have it. I can't find it anywhere, and it's really annoying because when I go to a cafe, I want a sandwich. My choices are like cheese and tomato or cheese and ham, which is good, but chicken mayo
Yeah.
is where it's at, and they just don't have it here. It's just not a thing. Um, I even asked at a restaurant, and they were like, "Sorry, what is that?" It's like, "Oh
So
no."
do they call it chicken mayo? Is that just what they call it?
In South Africa, they do. I think in the US, you call it chicken salad.
Yeah, we call it chicken salad because it's everyone's so used to the tuna fish salad, which is the tuna and the mayo.
Yeah, so we
But the
call that in South Africa, we just call that tuna mayo.
Okay. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I actually kind of like that more. Yeah, one of the so a good chicken salad sandwich. I like to do put some apple and some red onion in it as well, and
Yeah.
that's a good combo.
Yeah, that is good. Something I'm thinking of maybe we do for, excuse the green here, that's going to be black. For this side here, because we've been doing this, so we'll have a spread
Oh
where
yeah, yeah.
half black, half white, and we can do that. And I'll,
Oh, do you want me to put the black background picture in again?
whoops, I did the background remover there and it totally messed it up. I was just thinking that might be
Yeah.
interesting to do. And
Yep.
then this page we do the text, white on black.
Yep.
Um,
I like that.
let's get Sir Albin here. Sir Albin. It's a
And
good name
I've got
for a
a
frog.
yeah, right, right. Yeah, that's one of the things. Like I was trying to come up with these like froggy names, but then when you actually look in the core book, the way Isaac does it is they're all like very Arthurian, and I was like,
I like it.
Alvin sounds Arthurian enough. It's kind of the old Scots for the British Isles anyway. So, um, I've got another piece for Sir Albin as well. If we want to use it somewhere else in the actual document, where he's got like full plate on with the his face covered, and I think he's rocking a halberd as well. If we want to, if we need more like spot art for this, we can totally do that. I don't know if we're actually going to have space for it. Um, oops.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how we get all these people in here. People, creatures. Is people
Right.
fine to use when they're not humans? Is that acceptable?
I I think so. I think someone said, "Oh no, people's not, but person is."
Okay,
They have
interesting.
personhood, but they are not people because they are animals. I think is what one
Interesting.
person said because I was talking about mice and I was like, oh no, you can't call it a person. And they're like, no, they have personhood. They just don't have. They're not people. I was like, all right. I didn't know there was rules, but there's rules.
There you go. Good to know. So Alban, Cynthia Bushtel, Prince Fiona, are the main ones. I'm going to pop Prince Fiona up here. Move him about there. This can go here. Prince Fiona's a freaky looking guy. He is not
Yeah. Now, do you want to
not
do?
especially
Do you want to
pretty.
do? Do you want to do creatures under the stats or above the stats? I feel like we normally do them above. Is that
We
correct?
do, hey, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm thinking this doesn't quite look like what we normally do. Because then also I can overlap Sir Alban up to the top a little bit, so he's more
Right.
on
Yeah.
top
No,
of
that
that.
looks really good like that.
And he can stand on top of his stat block. Although
Oh yeah, that's cool.
he's got a white background, I think. So let's see if Canva can remove that for me. Sometimes I use Canva's background remover, which is nice, but then sometimes it removes like textures from the picture, which I don't want removed. And
Yeah,
that
for
will,
sure, for sure.
let's see if I can do for Cynthia. Yeah, worked for Cynthia too. Cool. That just helps a little bit with layouts.
Nice.
Prince, yeah,
Oh,
I
I
might put
while
Cynthia.
you're doing that, I'm gonna go to Patreon and download from Sal, um, the Eternal Picnic picture.
Oh yes, I've got that on my computer, but you can go ahead because
Oh, do you have it on yours? Let me.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it might be
I'll
better for
I'll
our
drop it on the next.
stream health.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
true. I'll drop it on the next page here. The blank one on page 55. I'll just drop it there.
Cool.
Where is it? I've got this habit of saving any stock art I can find,
Yeah.
um,
Oh, for sure. For
and
sure.
just keeping it. Where's the Eternal Picnic? Well, we're calling it the Eternal Picnic, but yeah,
Oh, you know what we could do? Let's put the Eternal
there
Picnic.
it is.
I, let me move the actual. Oops. Um, the encounters up a little bit because it looks like we're going to have a little more room, and then maybe we could just drop um, like the picture of the Eternal Picnic down in like the bottom right, and then have like the description for how it functions right next to it there.
Yeah, I popped on the next page,
Oh, cool. Okay, I'll
um,
jump over there.
just so it's there. You can pull it across. I don't know if you can hear it through the
Oh,
stream, but
I don't know if
cars in
I.
my
Oh,
garden
I do.
singing at the moment.
Oh, you know what, Hugh? So I don't have a pro Canva account.
Yeah.
So I'm not able to use the fun BG remover. Do you
Uh,
want a quick
Let me do that quickly.
background remove on that?
Doing it. Let's see if it removes any textures. Sometimes it's a bit hit and miss. It's usually pretty good. Yeah, there we go. Done.
Cool. Okay. I'm bringing it over.
Cool. Um, I'm not sure how I feel about this layout, but I'm trying to fit all these. I'm trying to see if we can fit these in and maybe bring the encounters over to the left here so we can start with locations directly underneath the map. And so I'm trying to sort of see if that's possible to do. I'm not sure if it will be, you know?
Oh, you're saying actually put locations near the.
I'm trying to see if I can maybe make enough space at the bottom for the forest encounters here. And then
Oh, okay, okay.
let me try something. I'm just going to copy this encounters table and see if it can fit under here. That's a bit too
Oh,
long.
it. We do need to keep the um,
Oh,
Eternal
does it?
Picnic on white because there's a gap. So when we did the background remove, it actually took all the
Yeah.
white away. So I can't
So
I
this is
can't put it
where
on the
like these cool automated tools are great, but they don't quite do what you want. If you
right.
did that in like Affinity or something, you'd be able to remove the background like properly. Um,
Well, let's Hugh. I don't actually think we need to necessarily have any of the descriptions of the locations. I don't know that we need those. Let's keep the forest encounters where they are to give like the character stats a little room to breathe.
yeah.
And then on the following page, what's that going to be? Page 106. Is that right? Uh, Yeah, page 106. We could dedicate page 106 to all of the location information, and then page 107, we could put the chase rules.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll just see if we can fit all that on that next page, but I think we probably will. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do these fairy guards. Actually, we know what I'll do.
There's another fairy guard that might actually be easier because they don't have their feet down. They're the ones on the cover. Oh, but we
Oh,
already
yeah.
used that. So
Yeah, it's nice to have a bit of room.
yeah.
I can have it peeking out from the side here. Let's do
Okay.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
And then looking in like that. And then, oh, I think did I move something? I think I accidentally moved one of the guides. That's always a annoying thing to have done.
Yep. I do that sometimes too. It might have been me.
No worries. Let me just get that back. So I'm just going to make a rectangle the same width as that. And then move this here. Zoom in. I think there's two guides on top of each other. Yeah, yeah, there we go. We'd squish them together.
Yep. That's the one thing that I don't know if Canva's like able to do, but like if you could lock guides so that you never accidentally grab one of them when you're trying to
Yeah,
resize something.
let's see if there's settings here. Add guide. Oh, lock guides. There we go. Boom. Guides
Oh,
locked.
it man, so easy.
Check the settings. It's an option. Guides
Cool.
unlocked. Fairy guards. They're still overlapping slightly there. We'll figure that out. I'll move mouse things over there. Prince Fian could go up a little bit if you need more space.
I'm gonna bring the picnic basket all the way off the edge so that it's like
Yeah, I like that.
fully bled art. Yeah,
I quite like the art that bleeds off the edge of the page. It can look quite cool.
yeah, yeah. And then we can make a little stat box for it there. With the fairy, do we want to put a stroke on the?
I'm thinking that might be the best way to do it. I don't really like stroke on text over things like that, but
I know, I don't either. I don't either.
maybe would that fairy look weird if we like rubbed out that arm of hers? That would
Or
uh,
what if
rotation.
we
Go
twist
like
him a
this.
little bit?
Yeah, do that.
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah, that's
There
sweet. Yeah.
we go. That's fine, huh?
Well, and if you
Not that
can
big
bring him
trouble.
in a little bit more, because we could drop that down just a hair.
Yeah, I'll stop as long as the hand doesn't overlap there. I
Yep.
think and that can go
Yeah,
up a
that's
little
cool.
bit.
Yeah. Oh, that's super cool. That's super cool. What if you did a second one that same image just smaller, but like um, over on the other side, mirrored the other direction, like there's depth, like he's in the distance.
Like something like that.
Does that? It doesn't look as cool as I thought it
Yeah,
would.
that's often the
Yeah.
case.
No.
So it's
Let's.
like, oh, this will be cool.
Yeah.
No, 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 it won't.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna move Theon and his stats down just a hair,
Yeah, yeah, go
because
ahead.
I think
I
he's
moved him up to
he's
make space for the image, but actually we've got space for him to move down a bit.
yeah, and I'm gonna make him a little bigger just so he looks a little more menacing.
Yeah, seems good. Yeah, move him to the more to the center a bit. Yeah, that's cool. His tail will bleed into the center, but that's absolutely fine. I like the images bleeding off the edge. It's quite a nice effect.
Oh, I'm gonna bring him up to the front.
Making the picnic box
Yeah,
slightly bigger.
that looks cool. Um, this is actually like really fun. Like both being in here at the same time doing stuff.
It's really cool. It's one of the things I really love about Canvas. You can do this. You can't do
Yeah,
it in Affinity, you know?
yeah. It's kind of like playing Legos, but we're just building this out together. It's fun. Yeah, and do we want to maybe just down in this bottom corner right above the page number 104, that's where we could put just the Eternal Picnic stats. And I think rather than, so the only stat would be will, and then the attack would be once every watch, uh, make a contested will save to break free. And we
What's
could
the
and we
will?
could pinch it.
14?
Yeah, I think 14 is good.
I don't think we actually need a stat block as such. I could just write it, you know? Let me just write here. What is it? Once we can format this afterwards or reword it. Once per watch, make a and
Contested will save.
opposed will save on success. Break free. Is that the good terminology here?
Mm-hmm.
Break
Mm-hmm.
free of the basket, the picnic, because we call it a picnic. Oh,
Yeah, yeah, and let's because the breaking free, that's the first time it's actually saying they're breaking free from something. So maybe right before the once per, we'll say, um, oh, I guess if we just put the description of it, um, we can say instead of the children of the gearheads, we can say fairy ring. I don't know if
yeah,
fairy ring actually has rules in. It doesn't.
I don't think it does.
No, I know. Antonio made a fairy ring supplement, and I made one. And they kind of both just break down how one gets trapped in a fairy ring. But I think that's evocative enough. But maybe we should just put a sentence in before once per watch. Uh, entraps
Oh, yeah, that's good.
entraps mice entraps mice in a endless trance. Um, once per
Mm,
watch.
endless trance of feasting. There we go.
Yes, I love it. There it is.
Feasting is it's a good word. I like it. It doesn't have
And yeah,
such.
yeah. There's no wants. There's no wants.
Um, I feel like
And
I
then
could do this.
if we squeeze that down to like that, I think that's fair. Oh, it.
Remove this gray box because I don't think we need that. I'll pop that over to this.
Uh, I
Or do you think
actually
we
think
should?
I kind of like the gray box over it. Like the whole thing.
What
because it's
maybe
kind of
I'll
like its specials.
do, because I feel like this could be maybe italic like that.
Yeah, no, that's
Look a
good.
bit
And
better.
I'm gonna shift everything above it up just a hair. Um, whoa,
If we have to
just
remove the page number, we can. We've done that on other pages where we've
oh, have we?
just if there's too much overlapping, but I try not to unless it's like an image. I try not to remove page number.
Yeah,
It's currently behind this, the page number. But yeah, you can, yeah, Sir Albans' head can move up definitely.
yep. And then I'll move.
Regard stats, mouse things, channel picnic can go there.
And then I can move the basket over like right
Yeah,
there and bring it off. Yeah, that gives us enough room.
cool.
And then I'm gonna bring Cynthia. I'm gonna bring Cynthia and Fion down just a little bit because Cynthia right
Mm.
now, her ears
Oh,
are in the not safe zone of the bleed.
yeah, she's also quite small, and we made Fionn quite big, but I think that's just because of the drawing. Fionn's chunky, she's
Yeah,
not. Um,
right.
but it's cool. One thing we've also done for tables is when they've been on a dark background, we've done this other style of table.
Oh yeah. We should totally do that.
Copy that across here. It's the one we've used for the adventure hooks on the previous page. I just copied that across. So I'm just gonna do that.
Yeah, I think the italics, like we did for the Eternal Picnic, there isn't that how Isaac does like specials in the actual core book? He does italicized.
I think so.
Does he
I like
does
it.
he
It makes it stand out a little bit. I think it's
does he write special? I can't remember. I have to.
I'm not sure. I think it's better. I think it's fine like that. We could write special because
Okay. Yep.
we'd have space for it.
Yep.
I think it's obvious what it is, you know.
Yeah, I think so too.
Um, oh, whoopsie! I deleted a whole thing. Forest encounters there. I wonder if we made forest encounters in one column like that.
Oh yeah, and then we could start with location one.
We could start locations over here. Let me get this title here.
Yeah, because if the first couple locations are not forest, it'll make sense to put forest locations over there. I like that. What is the first one? Yeah, the log ride. That's perfect.
So the locations actually start here. There we go.
So the one
And
thing that we don't have with this map is nothing is numbered currently,
we can have that.
because um, but because I was thinking we were at least initially going to do kind of the more Honey in the Rafters style. Um, it's more open than actual like point crawl or anything like that. So there's like on the map itself, there's just any of those trees are forest.
Two numbers.
So I'm wondering.
I just pulled one of
Yeah,
them throw in the book for that style, but we don't have to use that. I just thought I dropped
yeah,
that.
yeah. I'm wondering if we just give GMs locations and then they kind of just use the map and abstract it from that, and we not even give them like numbers in a map. It's just kind of abstract it from your mind, more theater of the mind, and the map can be um, guidelines. What do you think about that?
That could be interesting. I do like to make things as clear as possible, so that is still clear. I think that's fine. Um,
Okay, yeah, that's true. That's true.
let's try it out. Let's do it without numbers, and if we feel like we need to add them in,
Yep.
if anyone is watching the stream and has an opinion, please comment.
Yes,
Um,
that's true.
where was I? Google Doc. Here it is. Okay, we starting with the log ride.
Yeah, and if the log ride fits right there, and then like if we can get forest to fit, that would be perfect to roll into forest encounters there. Now we did. I need to go back and just look at how we've done some of the locations for previous.
Yeah, I'm going to copy.
Uh,
What I'm going to do, I'm going to copy from what's this one I'm on? Descent into Madness. It's nice that we have the whole book.
yeah,
You can just grab it.
right.
Way to go. I pasted it here, I thought, but I don't think I did.
So with the way we had written it up in the Google Doc, we did more of like a bullet pointed location as opposed to sentences. And I don't. I'm scrolling through right now. I don't know if we have done any of our other locations that way.
For if you look at Snackberg, and then also for I think Bubbling Tower and the Alchemist
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
ones. I think we
Yep,
did for
yep.
the. Um,
Okay, that's fair. That's good.
let's see this here.
Okay, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that.
Our our earlier ones were more bullet pointed, and then our our
Yeah,
more
we
recent
sort of.
ones have been more prosy. Yeah.
I think that may be my
Okay.
because I know you tend to default to bullet points. I tend to default to like sentences in a paragraph, but like short sentences, and then
Right.
some
Right. Right. Right.
as well. So I think it might be my fault.
No, I like it. I like it. What's nice is it still captures everything that we want it to.
Yeah. Um, what's the second location?
Yeah,
Forest.
I think it's forest. I think it's forest. So if it
Yeah.
needs to wrap around to the top,
What I try to do
just
sometimes in these cases is, if possible, shorten some sentences to give us more space.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
the page 20 needs to be a different color. Boom. D6 water sprites. I mean, like for water sprites, for example, we say D6 water sprites around the water. Like their character description is or creature description is they are in the
Yep.
water and their names sort
Mhm.
of implies.
Mhm.
So I feel like we could just remove that, you know?
Yeah, and I think we can do rather than raging and rushing river, let's just do rushing river. Um, yeah, that makes it much easier.
Yeah. And also, I could just put a line break and start typing the next one, but I like doing each location as a separate text box just
Mhm.
for
Mhm.
later manipulation if needed. See the forest and where am I? There. I've got our zoom window over my Canva here. I've got to move it out to the side. Put that away. Um, I think we could move this up closer to the map a little, and then everything fits. Magic.
Oh, that is so cool.
And then forest encounter
And
can be there. That maybe
yep,
line it
up
up with
there.
the top of log ride, yeah.
Yep. And then I can bring that page color back. There we go. 105. That looks good.
Yeah.
And we got location 1 and 2. Did you say we do want to try it with numbers? I
Let's
feel like that looks fine. I
get
think
all
it
the
looks fine with the numbers.
let's get all the text in and see. But I mean, those are the numbers how we've done them. So, yeah, I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Anything
Yeah.
else? Did something 30.
Oh,
Yep.
we'll change it to
Cool. That
we'll
fits.
change it to
So next, oh,
yeah, let
change
me
the number there. Yeah, I forgot about that.
yeah. Well, Hugh, how are you doing? How are you doing time wise? It's we've been going about an hour right
Okay.
now. I'm probably good for another. We could probably go another 20 minutes. I think it's fine
Yeah,
if you're good with it.
yeah, I am good
Cool,
with
cool.
that.
All
Um,
right, let me
for
pull
the next
up.
page, because it's nice to change things up. Shall we have the next page white background? So go back to that.
Yeah, let's do white background for
Cool.
this, and then we could either do black background for the chase rules, if we need to, or I'm just looking right now. If it's in trifold, our cover and the back are black, and inside fold is white. So yeah, it might actually make sense to just in the thinking of a trifold, to keep both of these white on this next page. So then we have 3 white, 3 black, and it can fold up nicely there. I think that's what we did for
Yep.
Descent into Madness. Uh, Gears of Glory
Yeah,
looks like we have 4 and 2. Countdown Crisis is 3 and 3. Iron Quill is kind of 3.5, 2.5. Yeah, so we're kind of running. Our average is 3 and 3. So yeah, let's do both of these white on this one. At least see what that looks like to start.
um, for Cynthia's halt here, I'm on the next page. I'm not sure if you switched
Yeah.
that yet.
Yep.
The first point is home to the squirrel woodswoman. I feel like that's
That's
just
a redundance. Yeah.
you could probably assume that based on the title, you know. So that's
A
probably
hundred
two lines
percent.
we could read.
Yep.
Yep.
100%.
We could probably add some bold text into parts of this. but let's get it in there first.
Yeah. While you're doing that, I'm gonna work on. I'm gonna make a table for when we get to Fionn Stronghold. There's a D4 Stronghold table, so I'm gonna go find a table that's like an
Find one else
inline that
room.
we've done before,
Yeah,
and uh, and then I'll copy that. So while you're putting those things in, I'm gonna be hunting down a table to use.
it is handy having the whole book in one project because you can just,
It's really nice. Yeah,
if you want to find like, oh, I need that element, let's just go grab one, copy paste, and then rework it.
yeah, it's really nice. How have we done inline tables? The
If we
Okay, yeah,
look
no.
on Pantryville, there's some there.
Okay, yeah, that's the one I was looking for. Yep, perfect. Okay, there we go.
Some of those were just bullet points. I converted them into little inline tables that are just,
Yep.
you know,
Yeah, that was a really clever way of changing that up. That's kind of oops, don't want to do that. As like even just part of our editing process. When you did that, it just cleaned it up so much from our
yeah,
even the
just made it
trifold
like,
that we had to.
I feel like I made it just a little bit neater and easier to read, which is,
Yep.
easy to read is an important feature. I'm just getting these locations in here.
Hugh, this is gonna sound um, like probably just ignorant on my part. I'm trying to actually just click the table itself, and every time I do, it ends up selecting a cell. Is there?
If you, yeah, that's fair. If you click on either like the edge of the table or like alongside the table, you'll see the two icons for rotating and then moving. Just click on the move icon and it'll select the.
Ah, there it is.
You got it?
Thank you. I was like,
Yeah.
this. I feel like I'm doing something wrong here.
Oh, that's fair. It's it can be weird sometimes.
Yeah,
I feel
that's
like
the
this.
one thing that's the one thing I still haven't fully figured out is the best way to do tables in in this.
Yeah.
Add row.
I think I've almost got everything here. Is this the stronghold happenings table you're putting in there? Huh?
Yep. Yep.
Cool. Because the next location I'm doing is the fairy stronghold, so I might put that up on the next column because then the table can be below it. It's actually quite a lot of locations.
And if we need to dump locations just for room, we could easily get rid of the deep dark, which leads to Corvessa. That's more of just a because Corvessa is a thing. But we could, in theory, just dump that if we're running out of room and we need something because the stronghold happenings are actually quite long,
Yeah,
text wise, and I don't think the Corvessa thing actually adds anything. It's just more as I was writing it, I was like just mentally trying to keep myself within the map we already have, and I'm if
let's
if
see.
if a GM has the map in front of them, it's actually just pointless to because it clearly already leads there.
Yeah, no, I get you. Let's see how it goes.
Okay. With these, let me just go like this. Let's make those. Yeah, that's better.
Open share. No, I think I accidentally deleted something at the bottom of the thing, but it's fixed now. Oops, daisy. So I'll move that text out of your way in a second.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
There.
Just seeing if I can even still grab it. There we go.
And what I'm thinking, so the chase is going to go on this page, right?
Yeah. So that little text area there, that could be
Did I just delete a
That could
page?
that could be potentially a header, and then we put
So
the rules beneath that.
as we have this here, and we say, I don't know, chase, whatever. We can figure out a better title for that.
Yeah.
And I can just go below it. And then the chase stuff happens
Let's
here.
call it the mad dash.
The
The
mad
mad
dash
dash to the mad dash to safety.
to safety. I like that. The mad dash to safety. There we go. Um, yeah, that's all fitting so far. We could maybe shift some stuff around. Something to maybe do this with the table. Just make that
Yeah.
column with the die roll a bit thinner. There we go.
Well, and we can add uh down here in the white space if we want. We could add that other picture of uh Sir Albin, and I know QBR Peter. He has some like little mouseling.
Oh yeah,
So
that's a good idea.
we if we wanted we could put like two or three mice and then him out in the front. So while you're working on building the chase thing, I'm gonna jump in and see if I can find some of those images, and we can
Yeah,
throw
for
those in
sure.
there real quick.
The chase is an interesting one. So I'm just trying to pull it up. It's fine. It's a so I'll pull it up here and we can see as we're building it what it's going to look like for anyone who is still watching
Oh
this.
yeah.
Um, but it's basically like a it's based on this thing that was called Snakes and Swords. It's essentially a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Um, like a snakes and ladders kind of thing. But not quite. So similar kind of thing with how you move around the board and how you can uh, uh, navigate and stuff, and how you sort of get from the beginning to the end, basically. Might need to make that a bit smaller, but let's do that for now. And you got to start at the bottom bit and you got to get to the top bit. So let's see. Start. This is just a standard table in Canva. I might have
Oh
to
yeah, nice.
some stuff around. And then there's things that happen on different squares, and there's rules for it. What I'm going to add in, I've so you sent me the thing with the rules. I slightly retyped those just to what I feel is slightly more succinct. But
Yeah, and definitely I had forgot to type a actual full sentence. So like the bit when it has you roll
I did,
based off of armor type, there's
yeah,
it actually you take the two lowest and combined the two lowest rolls. So I think it's light armor you roll a d8, medium armor you roll a d6, heavy armor you roll a d4. You roll
yeah,
all of those amongst, and then you take the two lowest at the table, and then add those together, and that's how many spaces forward the party gets to go. And that sentence is not present in the thing I sent you, but it's present in the
yes.
actual rules,
I
and so
did
that
I
just
did
makes it
kind of
make
notice
way more
that.
sense. And it was
Um,
like, what does this actually mean?
what I'm going to do, add a column here. So I did rewrite the rules slightly just to fix that, and just generally, I
Yep.
think, oh, that is far too long. Okay, that can't be a thin column. I was hoping that could fit in there, but no.
And one of the things that we can do here, we can like even just show in the book a tiny version of um the
Yeah, that's what I
the
was thinking.
playboard, and then we
Just make
provide
the
it.
rules quite small here. Um,
hmm And then we can provide it as a PDF, and we can even just put in here, download the PDF of the chase board, and we could just have well, it's not going to be on itch. Well, I guess when all's said and done and this
well, it'll
funds,
be with the yeah, it'll be with the PDFs you get.
yeah, yep,
Just part of the PDFs that you can download. Like we're gonna have all the maps and stuff, and
yep.
yeah,
Well, and we might even be able to talk to Andre and see what it would cost just to print a single A5 um, to include in the box set.
yeah,
Like if we get up to like maybe we think even about another stretch goal like if we get up to 35,000, we provide an A5 of every map. I don't know what that will cost, so we'd have to
yeah.
ask. But
We'd also have to check if it would fit in the box physically.
That's
Because we're
that's gonna be where we're running into
we're putting a
maybe
lot
not
of
needing.
stuff in this box, which I'm
Yeah,
very
yeah.
excited about.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's an interesting one. I wonder if that size will work. Let's see. And then, so there's still some changes to make here. We put numbers in, and then also we have some text in some of the boxes. And let's get background color, very light gray here, maybe even lighter. There we go. There's a reason why those ones are that color compared to the
Hmm.
others. Um, I wonder, I'm just going to get some texture. One. Should I use that protest strike? That's the font we've been using for
Yeah. I think Protest Strike would be cool.
the numbers. We don't actually have to number one, so we do number two. And I'll make this a bit smaller and pop it in the corner there. Is that? Back it up a little bit. Oh, that's too high. Sometimes Canva locks things to a grid, which is quite nice, but sometimes you don't want it on a grid. You want it.
Right.
If you hold down Control while moving it, then you're free of the grid, though. So that's what I'm doing.
That's cool.
Yeah. I'll be very pedantic with positioning here. I really probably don't need to be. Hey, there's a little QBR mouse thing. Love it.
Yeah, these will be some of our saved mouselings.
Yep.
Yes, that one with the cute eyes is just saying, "Please save me."
It's good. One thing I like about Canva, I don't think anyone will be able to see it because it just shows up for me as I'm moving this, is as I put these numbers in, it tells me how far apart it's spaced from the previous one. So you can kind of
Oh
space
yeah, yeah.
different elements the same distance. Like it figures out that you're trying to space these elements the same distance apart, and it helps you out with doing that,
No,
which is
that's
quite.
really cool.
See if actually what I'm going to do here is make these left and six.
Yeah, that's one thing that I've really quite liked as I'm placing these pictures from QBR. Um, the community. There's some really cool artists who have
Really,
just put their stuff out there as public domain for anyone and everyone to use. Um,
yeah,
it makes things quite nice sometimes. Well, all the time.
yeah, yeah. Well, not necessarily public domain because that's then
Yeah,
free
yeah, yeah. I guess what's the word I'm looking for? Stock.
stuff. Yeah, stock photos that you can that are Creative Commons as long as you
Yeah.
attribute, which obviously we do. Um, 2015. So it's taking a while to get all these numbers in and getting there. And then there's special things that happen in some of the blocks. And then also there are snakes and ladders type things that make you move magically from one block to another. I'm just going to get the numbers in first. Line them all up. And when our kids were younger, oh, I think we still got it, but we had this giant snakes and ladders thing that would cover like most of the lounge floor. And we play on that. The kids would love it, but then I'd be like crawling along the floor with a bad back.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to play. But it's fun. Okay, let me change this font and this font, the protest strike as well to match up, I think. Actually, let's see what the other things end up looking like doing. So I updated some wording here. So you'll see on some of the squares, that font is far too big there. On some of the squares, there are little bonus things. Yeah. And let me change the exclamation mark. I prefer that. I think still that font is too big. I still need to be readable though. Maybe on ones where there's writing, we just don't have a number. You don't necessarily need the number there. The number's sort of superfluous.
Yeah.
So I take that out. You know, is it obvious that you go that way? I feel like it.
Um. Yeah, I think it makes sense.
I could put the number two back in, but now I've got to change this text. I'm just worried the text will be too small to read. I know when we do the like a bigger printed map, the text will be bigger, so that's fine. Maybe we put
Well,
numbers
you
there.
know what we could do. You know what we could do. Um,
Like a
I
table.
could. Well, we could make this at a fuller scale. And then export it as a PNG, and then insert the PNG and shrink it, so we wouldn't even have to worry about the text being necessarily too small because we'll have it as the fuller page.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Maybe I'll start doing that here. I'm gonna. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. What I'll
Well, and
do.
that sentence, if we were to move that, let me just. Is there? I'm wondering. What if we do D4 adventure hooks and then put that on the front page? Well, not the front page, but what would end up being the back. So then it would actually give us more room so we could do that full square for the chase
To
up there.
do what?
Yeah, sorry. I'm mentally I'm going to I'm going to copy that text box and delete it.
Cool. Yeah.
Bring
Do
the full table to fill that. I'm going to then put that back on the first page where we have the adventure hooks.
okay.
The thing that I just
Yeah.
so I'm jumping over there. People, if they watch the stream, they're not going to see what I'm doing, but I'm
And I think they see
relocating.
what's on your screen, so they should see it on the stream.
Well, I'm actually doing all my editing in Chrome, and what they're seeing is the
Oh,
page
got
that I
you.
just have pulled up in
So
Safari.
you can,
So
you can see where I am. Got you.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
But this can potentially free us some more
yeah, that's good.
space.
That does give us a lot more room, actually. So what I'm going to do then is make this square table bigger. Still a bit too big. Do that and maybe center it for now. And then bring this lucky thing down here. And that can go a little bit bigger now. It's more readable, I think. I hope. What do I have next? I had written down notes for this stuff here. Here we go. 2, 3, square, 4. Blood. Damage. Let me see if I can make that a bit longer. There we go. Cool. That's looking good. How are you looking with that?
Give me 1 second
That's good.
here.
Yeah. We just need to flesh out those adventure hooks a bit, but we can do that
Yep,
later.
yep, and that'll give us room there. So we're golden there. So now I'm going to jump back over because that definitely frees us up some space. And then we could, in theory, make um, like we do for some of the D66 tables that are in the book. Um, Are those size 8 font? Do you know off the top of your head
For
for the D66 tables that are sometimes on
straight out the book, those are size 7, actually. Head is 10, body 7, because it's a lot of items to fit on a page.
so in theory, I'm just going to play around with this real quick and then we can
Yep.
scrap it if we decide to, but
I'm going to change some wording here. What's the next block? 15 is the next one that's right. Coming together nicely.
do you remember which gray in our document um, colors is the box?
It's the same one we use for the. Yeah, I'll do it quick. I think it is that one. Oh, no, that's too dark, surely. That one. There we go.
Okay, cool.
I think we also gave them rounded corners. Let's do that quick.
We did. I don't know how to do that, but if you can,
There we go.
yeah,
Oh,
awesome.
and yeah. I wonder if you could probably make that font a little bit bigger.
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna bring it up to because I did 7, which is what the other ones were, but I'm even gonna just see what 8.5 looks like. That might be.
I've got the text in the game board as 7. That was just to get it to fit. I might try and make it bigger afterwards.
Yeah,
Uh,
and you can make the game board. You can, in theory, make the game board bigger now too, because
yeah. What did I do? I've done something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? What happened there?
I didn't
Yeah.
actually see what happened.
I added an extra row by accident somehow.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know what happened there, but I did whatever the hotkey is that adds a new row or something.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's, uh,
Oh, this is great.
So these rules for chasers are pretty cool. I had some other ideas for chasers. I couldn't get any sort of together in a coherent sort of way, you know. Um, and I think this works really well, to be honest.
Yeah, we've used it before at my table, and had a lot of fun with it, and ended up just my my players actually asked like, can we do more chases? Because like the board gamey aspect of it was really kind of fun.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, that's all the text in there for all
oh
this.
really?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all the text. The other thing that is not in there yet, though, are the
the
well, in the original
swords.
it's swords. I feel like we
Yeah,
could do something interesting, though. What I'm going to quickly do
yeah.
is I'm going to put some arrows in quickly so we know they need to go, and then we can figure out what they're going to look like. And I'll put a arrow at the end. So where are they?
And I feel like Hugh, because we made like these like this like rules text box down here a little smaller. You could make the game board a little bit bigger. Um,
Yeah, let me do that. I'm just going to make the whole thing bigger. Boom.
yeah. Will
Text
it
bigger and
make the
everything.
text bigger? Oh yeah.
Yeah, it does. I'm just doing it all at once.
Oh, that's perfect.
Page width, that's border to border or margin to
I
margin.
really like that. I think that looks really good.
Cool. And then I'm going to get some arrows in the places where we need to put them. And we can replace these with, well, in the original thing, there's swords, but I feel like we could use some items from Rolling Coast, you know?
Yes, absolutely.
So 16.
Yeah, and we've got like the chopstick, we've got a popsicle thing, like,
Exactly.
and
All
we
of that.
used them as yeah, all the items that we have. Let's slap some of our item art that only appears on the item
Yeah.
cards.
We might
Let's
need
throw
to
those in here.
also include arrows along with them because when it's swords, it's obvious because there's a handle and a blade. You go from the handle down to the blade. When
Yeah,
it's a popsicle stick, it's not entirely obvious which is
that's true.
the handle
That's
and what's
true.
the blade as such. So I think there's one more to put in that oopsie, goes here. There. So that's all the things. So basically, when you land on the base of one, you move to the other end of it, whether it's up or down.
Hmm.
Um, what are those rules? Size 8. Yeah, that works. Yeah, that all fits actually. I might move this whole thing down slightly. It's a bit better. Start and end. Okay, so let's figure out some stuff that can go in here. Oh, I like the little. Sorry, I just looked off to the side, saw the little mouseling group you put in here. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, like the imagery there is Sir Albans off in the distance. He's gearing up, and they're just like, okay,
Yeah,
is he gonna save us? Yeah.
yeah. I love Sir Albans what's his helmet with the metal visor with this like
Uh
giant
huh.
frog. It's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
Um, cool. Let's see. So what do we? So I think that's all the text in for the snakes and sword stuff.
Yeah.
Mm,
Well, hey, I'm looking at the clock, and it is 4:35 here, and I'm starting to smell dinner. And I think
Yeah.
my kids have waken up from their nap. So I think we can continue working on this off stream. But I
Yeah.
feel like, I mean, this is kind of fun. We typed this up in I don't know, a half hour the other day on Google Drive, and just how quickly it all comes together when two creators are working together. We've been doing this for about an hour and a half, really
Yeah.
probably only an hour and 15 minutes, like putting it in place. And it, I feel like, yeah, I'd be
Yeah.
happy just cleaning up the numbers and
Great.
putting the items in here. This is a trifold that we would feel comfortable
Yeah.
posting as one of our
We just need to add the adventure hooks. We need to write
yeah.
those out, put in items here instead of arrows. I mean, we could just leave it with the arrows, but I think items would be better, more
No, the
interesting.
items are going to be way more interesting, way more fun.
Yeah, and then once the items in, we might need to shift the text around them just because there's some
Yeah.
overlapping. Fine. And then this will be done. One thing to good
Ah,
would
this
be
is
good to
this is
do
so
is just
cool.
going through it and adding in how we like to how the Mausritter book does it, how we always like to do things as well as bold some of the text.
Yep, yep. That's what I had started doing down on the rules.
Yeah, and then go through the locations and other stuff as well to do that. But we can do that
Yeah.
later on.
No, this is cool.
Yeah,
Well, Hugh, this was fun.
was.
To anyone who was watching in the live, hello, hello, and to those who may come back and rewatch this later, thanks for sticking around with us. Yeah, we're excited. If you haven't backed Rolling Coast yet on BackerKit, definitely go do so. Back all 15 of the other amazing projects that are going.
Yeah,
And yeah, we're excited. I'm gonna be jumping on a live stream again next Monday with Andre Novoa of Games Omnivorous, and um, we'll be talking with M. Allen Hall of the Baron's Grip. We'll be talking with Brett Sullivan of Phalite Studios and Helena Hogwater, as well as Peter Elroy of Flights of Fancy. So definitely tune in there. We're going to be sharing all that kind of stuff. And then on the following Tuesday, November 25th, I get to hop on with Diogo Barros and Antonio Butch, and we're going to play some Mouse Olympics to show that off. So if you watched this video long enough to hear those announcements, definitely tune in on those. And yeah, Hugh, it's been a lot of fun.
yeah, that has been. Thanks so much. Thanks everyone who stuck around to watch and always watching this back. Yeah, we will finish this up and it'll be part of the finished book.